Hello, and welcome to the Knowing Show. I am your host, Christene Marie. We are reading lesson 98 today from A Course in Miracles. And as always, we are going to start with a review of some of the preceding lessons. Lesson 61, I am the light of the world. Lesson 62, forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Lesson 63, the light of the world brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness. Lesson 64, let me not forget my function. Lesson 65, my only function is the one God gave me. Lesson 66, my happiness and my function are one. Lesson 67, love created me like itself. Lesson 68, love holds no grievances. Lesson 69, my grievances hide the light of the world in me. Lesson 70, my salvation comes from me. Lesson 71, only God's plan for salvation will work. Lesson 72, holding grievances is an attack on God's plan for salvation. Lesson 73, I will, there be light. Lesson 74, there is no will but God's. Lesson 75, the light has come. Lesson 76, I am under no laws but God's. Lesson 77, I am entitled to miracles. Lesson 78, let miracles replace all grievances. Lesson 79, let me recognize the problem so it can be solved. Lesson 80, let me recognize my problems have been solved. Lesson 91, miracles are seen in light. Lesson 92, miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. Lesson 93, light and joy and peace abide in me. Lesson 94, I am as God created me. Lesson 95, I am oneself, united with my Creator. Lesson 96, salvation comes from my oneself. Lesson 97, I am spirit. Lesson 98, I will accept my part in God's plan for salvation. Today is a day of special dedication. We take a stand on but one side today. We side with truth and let illusions go. We will not vacillate. Y'all, I've never seen that word spelled out, actually. We will not vacillate between the two, but take a firm position with the one. We dedicate ourselves to truth today and to salvation as God planned it be. We will not argue it is something else. We will not seek for it where it is not. In gladness, we accept it as it is and take the part assigned to us by God. How happy to be certain. All our doubts we lay aside today and take our stand with certainty of purpose and with thanks that doubt is gone and surety has come. We have a mighty purpose to fulfill and have been given everything we need with which to reach the goal. Not one mistake stands in our way, for we have been absolved from errors. All our sins are washed away by realizing they were but mistakes. The guiltless have no fear, for they are safe and recognize their safety. They do not appeal to magic, nor invent escapes from fancied threats without reality. They rest in quiet certainty that they will do what it is given to them. They do not doubt their own ability because they know their function will be filled completely in the perfect time and place. They took the stand, which we will take today, that we may share their certainty and thus increase it by accepting it ourselves. They will be with us. All who took the stand we take today will gladly offer us all that they learned and every gain they made. Those still uncertain too will join with us, and borrowing our certainty will make it stronger still. While those as yet unborn will hear the call we heard and answer it when they have come to make their choice again. We do not choose but for ourselves today. Is it not worth 5 minutes of your time each hour to be able to accept the happiness that God has given you? Is it not worth 5 minutes hourly to recognize your special function here? Is it not worth 5 minutes, but a small request to make in terms of gaining a reward so great it has no measure? You have made 1,000 losing bargains at the least. Here is an offer guaranteeing you your full release from pain of every kind and joy the world does not contain. You can exchange a little of your time for peace of mind and certainty of purpose with the promise of complete success. And since time has no meaning, you are being asked for nothing in return for everything. Here is a bargain that you cannot lose, and what you gain is limitless indeed. Each hour today, give him your tiny gift of but 5 minutes. He will give you the words you use in practicing today's idea, the deep conviction and the certainty you lack. His words will join with yours and make each repetition of today's idea a total dedication, made in faith as perfect and as sure as his in you. His confidence in you will bring the light to all the words you say, and you will go beyond their sound to what they really mean. Today you practice with him as you say, I will accept my part in God's plan for salvation. In each 5 minutes that you spend with him, he will accept your words and give them back to you all bright with faith and confidence, so strong and steady they will light the world with hope and gladness. Do not lose one chance to be the glad receiver of his gifts, that you may give them to the world today. Give him the words and he will do the rest. He will enable you to understand your special function. He will open up the way to happiness, and peace and trust will be his gifts. His answer to your words. He will respond with all his faith and joy and certainty that what you say is true. And you will have conviction then of him who knows the function that you have on earth as well as heaven. He will be with you each practice period you share with him, exchanging every instant of the time you offer him for timelessness and peace. Throughout the hour, let your time be spent in happy preparation for the next 5 minutes you will spend with him. Repeat today's idea while you wait for the glad time to come to you again. Repeat it often, and do not forget each time you do so, you have let your mind be readied for the happy time to come. And when the hour goes, he is there once more to spend a little more time with you. Be thankful and lay aside all earthly tasks, all little thoughts and limited ideas, and spend a happy time again with him. Tell him once more that you accept the part that he would have you take and help you fill, and he will make sure you want this choice, which he has made with you and you with him. Well, good morning. This is such honestly, I'm reading this and I'm like, man, this is so intimate. And it reminds me, one of the reasons why I was kind of hesitant to talk about, to even, talk about God on my lives with you was for this reason, because it is so intimate. Our relationship with God, our knowing of God, we talk about the knowing show, and we talk about knowing ourselves and coming to know the different intelligences that we have that constitute being human, the intellectual intelligence, emotional intelligence, physical intelligence. Our body keeps a score and stores data from what we've experienced in the past, and spiritual intelligence. And really the spirit is in so many ways the pathway to God, and to being able to hear from him, but then also just allowing him to live and be vibrant in us. And there's an intimacy there, knowing ourselves and thus knowing God. And it was interesting, I spent so much of my life in pursuit of knowing God, but I was doing so completely void of knowing me. And because I am made in his image, if you and I are ignoring the created, how can we ever know the creator? And so over the last 4 years, as I've been willing to look in the mirror for the first time, I've come to know God in so much more of an intimate way, where he really is and has been a friend and a comfort and a safe place, a harbor in so many ways. And in this process, it says towards the end here, it's that we actually get to be filled with whatever we receive from him to then be able to give it to the world. And so the goal isn't to just sit on our laurels and sit in the presence of God, which is the most beautiful, intimate place, as she's talking about, the 5 minutes that we would spend at the top of the hour, ideally throughout today. The goal isn't that we keep it for ourselves, but that we're transformed as a result of existing in his presence. I'm just going to be honest with you guys, because, this is intimate to share, but I want to share candidly this morning. And I think that anytime there's death, for those of you who don't know, my uncle died in his sleep on Sunday night. And so Monday morning, I flew back home and have been with my family. And just 10 minutes ago, I was sitting with my mom and praying with her and for her. And I guess 20 minutes ago at this point, we were crying, she was crying, and we were just, being together. And so there's this weight of grief. And so whenever there is the prevalence of grief, I think that we actually can experience more so that taste. It's like anytime there's a heightened emotion, we actually can experience the presence of God in a deeper way. I felt that a lot when my brother-in-law was killed and I was sitting with my sister and her 3-week-old baby girl. It felt like the presence of God was palpable at that time in a way that it had never been before. And just with a heightened grief, it's like he is near to the brokenhearted. And so I want to share something as a result of just kind of being in this space over the last couple of days. I've been meditating on this concept and on this biblical scripture where it says, this one thing I have asked for, that I would dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, and to gaze upon your beauty. And I just was thinking, this was written in a time where it's like you could have asked for a whole bunch of things. And yet that was the one thing that the person who wrote this wanted, was to be in the presence of God and to exist in that place. They could have asked for money. They could have asked for safety. They could have asked for family. They could have asked for kids. There's so many things that they could have asked for. And yet that was the thing, was to dwell in the presence of God and to taste and see the goodness and beauty of the Lord. It wasn't a prayer out of fear. It was really coming from this like really robust and beautiful place of just wanting intimacy with God. And so just this morning, I know that we don't normally go this, I guess, personal or intimate, but just in this time where my family is kind of in this time of grief, I've experienced the presence of God in such a personal way when I've been through my own dark night of the soul, as they say. And also, man, when we really need him, he's right there. And so I just wanted to encourage you all, she spoke from this place of intimacy this morning in today's lesson. And we don't hear this from the pulpit at church. We don't hear this from a lot of religious teachers about knowing God at this level and experiencing his presence. And so I just want to encourage all of us today that depending on what it is that you need, that there is a presence and an intimacy that's available to each one of us. So I'm just jumping here in the chat. Awesome. Yay for ACIM and Christine. Thank you for your commitment to sharing this with others. Thank you. I'm so glad. Thank you for your encouragement, Cosm, especially with some of these other messages here. I'm just putting a few folks on timeout and blocking them. Gabriel, good morning. Thank you for you joining us this morning. Bradley, I'm so glad to see you. Thank you. It's been an interesting time, just being together, and also recognizing that there's always, even in the pain, that there's good that comes from it. And there's just already been a lot of healing, and we're about to leave and go to my Uncle Tim's office. And just kind of do the walkthrough, I guess you could say, and then we're going to go to my grandparents. And so it's going to be a day. So I appreciate your prayers. Nicole, thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for that. I am the light. Good morning. Thank you for joining. Aisha, I'm glad you're new here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Every morning we read through a daily Course in Miracles. So today we read through lesson 98, and then in the evenings we talk about emotional intelligence, how to integrate that with intellectual intelligence, and tonight actually the goal has been that we play trivia every Wednesday night because we need more play in life. So I'm planning to play trivia tonight, but I'm with my family this week because there was a death in our family. And so time's a little bit strange, and I don't know. We'll see if we play trivia tonight. But anyways, y'all, thank you so much for joining. I'm grateful to be met with encouragement by your prayers, and Thank you guys for hanging out with me this morning. And I just want to say a quick reminder before we conclude. This lesson, I accept my part in God's plan for salvation. Y'all, we have a beautiful part to play in God's purpose and mission to love people back into life. Somebody commented last night on the show, we were talking about how to maintain hope in this like broken world. And one of the things that really spoke to me last night was Christopher Adams, I think, put in the comments a quote from Benjamin Franklin, where it's most men die at 25 but are buried at 75. And so we were talking about what does it mean to really, really live. And so I'm just kind of remembering that from last night, like how do we live so well? How do we live bright and full and rich today as a part of God's plan for salvation? What is our part? And every single one of us plays a different part. Each one of us is so, so critically important to this grand scheme that God has of the redemption of our neighbors and ourselves and the world around us. And each one of us is really important. It's easy to forget that and sometimes maybe to err on the side of nihilism. But I just want to encourage every single one of us, when we're tempted to pick up our phone and doom scroll today, when we're tempted towards depression or just wondering what's the purpose, there's so much meaning. There's so much meaning. Curry Muncher, I'm going to go ahead and put you on timeout just because we don't talk like that here. Bernard, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Michael, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Remember that your life has so much purpose, so much meaning. And we'll hang out again tonight. I'll go ahead and schedule it. I'm aiming for 8:30 p.m. Eastern like we did last night. So that's the goal. We will likely play trivia, but just kind of depending on how the day is going, just kind of in honoring what's going on with my family. We may end up having more so of a meaningful conversation. So have a wonderful night or day. I guess it's a beautiful day for us on the East Coast. And I will see you later today, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Talk to you all soon.